You connect the data sources you add to Kuika to the screens and the elements in them. Here, we will do two different data binding operations independently of the order. First, we will select the query that will be called when the screen opens. Secondly, we will ensure that the relevant data is displayed in the elements in the table we use for listing. Let's start with the table element. Select the element and select the SelectToDoItem action from the Data Sources section in Properties. With this selection, we have determined the data table to be displayed in the table. Now, let's select the relevant field to the elements according to the queries added in the custom actions. Select the label element we added for the task name. Select To-Do Name from the drop-down list with Properties Panel Value field to display. For the label element added for the tax type, select Type from the drop-down list with Value field to display. There are two elements for date time. First, the label element will be for the deadline of the task, and secondly, the label element's parent will be for the panel element. Select the panel element. Select Colors from Properties Dynamic Background Color field to display. Select the label element and select Date Due from the Value field. We have taken the necessary actions for the content to be listed. Now, let's add the relevant action to the display, edit and delete operation icons at the end of the lines. Before these operations, we must define a screen input for both display and edit screens. Open the To-Do New screen. Add new screen input with Properties panel. Select PRMID in the Input Name field, GUID in the Type field, and 1 in the Cardinality field and save. Do the same on the To-Do Detail screen. Let's continue from the To-Do List screen. Select the display icon and add a navigate action. Select the To-Do Detail screen from the ToScreen/URL field. The screen input option that we just added will appear on this screen. Select the ID under Current from the Symbol Picker list. Select the screen opening type drawer and set it to be 400 pixels wide. With this navigation, we send the ID of the data in the relevant row on the table to the screen opened. Thus, we have determined that it calls the data connected to the ID in the defined areas at the screen opening. Let's do the same with the Edit icon. Select the Edit icon and add a Navigate action. Select the To-Do New screen, select ID under Current in Screen Input. Set the screen type to Drawer and the opening width to 400 pixels. Finally, there is the Delete button in the table. We need to add two actions for the delete operation. First, run the delete action. The second is the refresh of the screen and the list after the delete operation. Select Delete To Do Item from the Custom Actions list. Select ID under Current with Symbol Picker. Add Select To Do Item as a second action to update the list. Select the relevant fields with Symbol Cycle. We have completed the data binding process for the listing on the to-do list screen. Now let's move on to other operations on this screen. First, let's add the data table that will be called when the screen is opened. Select the screen and select To Do Item from the Custom Actions list. Here, for the search box, Date Filter and Pagination, select the relevant fields with Symbol Picker. Now, let's complete the to-do list screen operations by making a data connection to other elements in the screen. First, add the Navigate action to the New Task button in the upper right. Select New GUID from the default list for the PRMID we added to the To-Do New screen as screen input. We must also add To Do Item custom actions for search box, date filter, and pagination on the top of the list. We used this a while ago with the delete button and page init. Copy it with the custom actions detail menu in page init. Then select the added text input for search box. Select a do item from the custom actions list. Paste the information using the actions detail menu. Do the same for the date filter and pagination elements. So far, we have added all the data connections needed for the to-do list screen.